Alright, so nagbabalik tayo sa ating violin tips and tricks. And for today's video, let's talk about playing solo versus playing in a group, no, or chamber playing. Ayan. Pag-usapan natin yung differences and similarities of how you would feel, ano ba yung mas mahirap, no, in a sense, and we'll talk about all those things in today's video. So first things first, so when I talk about playing solo, it's about more of playing by yourself, no, or either playing with an accompanist, no, whether that's a backing track or a live musician also, no. But for example, ang pyesa nyo is talagang pang-accompaniment lang yung isa pang musician. Now when we talk about chamber groups, no, so at least two to maybe the most would be like 15 to 20 people, no. Yan. So ano ba yung mga pinagkaiba nila? Because if you go over that number, no, an orchestra setting maybe, iba ulit yung feeling niya or iba ulit yung rules that you need to follow. Okay? So playing solo is one of the, actually parang siya yung pinakamadaling gawin in a performance standpoint. In a sense na, okay, wala kang ibang iisipin kundi sarili mo lang, how you're going to be playing, no? If you have a backing track, practice ka lang kasabay ng backing track mo, no? So, hindi ka masyadong nakikinig sa iba pang mga bagay, no? You're only listening to the way you're playing, no? And just following along if you have a backing track or if you have an accompanist playing with you, no? So, yung performance-wise, parang mas selfish yung dating. In a sense na, you only need to think about yourself, no? And once there are more people involved, personally, I think it becomes more difficult in a sense that you're playing a more vital role, no? Once na may isa na hindi okay, mas madaling masira yung performance. And you are accountable on your own, no? Yung pagpe-play mo. Kasi when you're playing solo, of course, kung magkamali ka, ikaw lang yun. Okay lang. No, you can do whatever you need to do to, for example, na may na-miss kang entrance or may na-miss kang passage o madaling aregluhin kasi ikaw lang mag-isa iisipin mo. Now, pag sa isang group performance nangyari na nawala ka, no, you missed the spot, other people should be able to cover for you or should be able to follow along kung ano yung nangyayari, no? Hindi ka pwedeng basta nalang tumigil, especially if you have an integral role, no? Well, essentially, if you are playing with a group, no, each one has specific roles, and the larger the group, essentially, the more crucial your role becomes, no? Kahit nasabihin natin simple lang yung mga parts mo, pag nawala ka, butas yung magiging sound ng group nyo. So it's important as a chamber musician to actually be able to know what your role is, whether that's you're playing the solo part, no, or you're playing the rhythm parts, no. May mga rhythmic passages ka na kailangan mong ibigay dun sa nagsosolo so that hindi kayo magkabuhol-buhol or mawala ka sa playing nyo, no. So yeah, personally for me, I enjoy playing with a group, no, a string quartet maybe, no, a band, no, or a string orchestra, no, to some extent. Even yung mga choirs, diba? Syempre, chamber groups sila. You really need to be able to give your best and also think of the others, no? Because playing with a group is a team game, no? Playing on your own, ikaw lang mag-isa, iisipin mo, kung magkakamali ka, you're the only one who can fix it, no? Sa group, you also have to think about others. Kung ano yung nangyayari sa kanila, ano yung magiging mga problems or pain points na kailangan yung i-address on your piece, in your score, no? And, yeah, like ko sinasabi, the larger the group, the more organized it should be, no? So, hindi na pwedeng, pwede naman mag-jam-jam lang, no? But usually, kapag mas malaki na yung group, you have written scores, no? May mga guides, timestamps, using, a score nga to be able to organize each and everyone to be able to play their parts. No, hindi naman lahat pwede 10 kayong violin pero 10 rin kayong melody, edi ang pangit ng pakinggan, di ba? Masyadong malaki yung sound, but you're gonna lack depth. No? So those things are very important. It's more fun to play with other people, of course. And playing alone mas nakakaba. At least if you share a stage with another person, no, or a group, mas nalilesen yung kaba mo. But it doesn't make your responsibilities less. It's actually making you to have more responsibilities in your playing. No? Hindi pwedeng magkakamali ka or mawawala ka kasi walang mag-guide sa'yo, especially if you're playing single parts. No? For example, in a string quartet, hindi ka pwedeng basta na lang tumigil or bigla ka na lang mawawala. No? Kapag nawala ka, everything falls apart. No? So, you're not only concerned with your playing, you're also concerned with how the group is doing, where everyone is, no? Understanding each person's entrances, no? Ano yung hinahanap mong sound from them. Like, may mga cues that goes in. Kasi, if you're playing alone, you can take your time. Diba? Meron din naman mga cues, especially if you have backing tracks. Pero, mas madali siyang pasukan kasi very consistent, especially if you're playing with a recording. Pero if you're playing with a group, no? Magkamali ka ng entrance, no? May mga biglang papapasok ka ng maaga, syempre, maapektuhan lahat yun. So, you have to take in more responsibility. No? Sabihin na natin, yes, may mga times na mas madali siya i-play when it comes to selection of pieces. Syempre, kasi mas madami kayo, there are less things for you to do, no? Syempre, may mga solo pieces na sobrang hirap. Pero, you can take your time on your own, no? Especially kung unaccompanied yung mga pieces when you're playing solo. You can dictate your own tempo, no? Hindi mo kailangang isipin if you're going to rush or if you're dragging a bit, no? May mga we call it parang creative liberties that you can take, no? Pwede kang bumagal or bumilis sa certain parts if you're playing on your own kung wala kang iniisip. But if you're playing with a group, everyone should speed up and slow down at the same time. Kasi pag hindi nangyari, the whole thing, no, the whole piece will collapse, no. Masasayang yung performance, masisira yung performance, no. So, you are responsible for yourself and for the playing of others, no. So, kailangan maririnig ng iba, no. It's like you're in constant communication with your group. Whether you're a group of 2, group of 5, group of 10 to 15, no. Each one has a role to play, and each one has an integral part in their own section. No? For example, kapag string orchestra naman, di ba? So, each one plays the same thing, but hindi pwedeng paiba-iba yung ginagawa nyo. For example, yung mga bowings, no? Yung isa pa-up bow, yung isa pa-down bow, pero parehas yung piniplay, hindi pwede. Kasi the quality of the sound will be totally different, di ba? Versus playing solo. O mag-isa ka lang. No, kahit anong bowing yung gawin mo, ganun pa rin yung magiging sound na kung anong gusto mong sound, yun yung lalabas. No, but if you're playing with a group, you also have to check their bowings. For wind players, syempre yung mga breathing nila, kailangan ayusin din nila, no? Ano pa ba? Fingerings, no? For string players also, kailangan at most pare-parehas lahat because a different fingering will sound very different because if you're playing on a different string, the same note, diba? So, yun, marami kang madadagdagan na kailangan mong ayusin. Yeah. But, for me, personally, I would rather play with a group than just be by myself. It's more fun to make music with other people. No? Kahit sabi mo, mag-record ka ng may backing track. Of course, it's fun, no? It's fun also to play on your own, but it's also great to have this sort of a conversation in between a group of musicians, diba? Whether you're playing by ear, no, or nagja-jam-jam lang kayo, or you're playing with a fixed score, or you're playing around with, you know, just trying to use a lead sheet, no, tapos iba-iba yung mga parts na piniplay, how organized you can get, no, for playing note by note, or playing by ear, or playing with chords lang, no. it's really a fun experience. And if you are a musician and you have like-minded people around you, I really suggest, even if you're just playing solos or something, try nyo makipag play with other musicians just to get that experience and the fun that it can bring to you. Okay? Susunod nating episode siguro, pag-usapan natin how we can play solo and with an orchestra. Ano ba yung pinagkaiba ng playing your solo pieces versus playing in an orchestra, and how things actually is different versus playing with a group of chamber musicians, no? Mas konti. Yeah. So, sana nag-enjoy kayo sa video na to. If you did, please drop a like, comment down below more content you'd like to see, and of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on all my socials. All links you need down in the description box below. This has been Ryan Monakil for Violin Tips and Tricks, and I'll see you on the next